All right. We're about to join into the Cobra Kai Cup race. We had, as always, trouble getting into here. Always on Friday nights. Always. I'm just going to make sure we get everybody in here that we're supposed to have in here. Where's Dew?
Where's Dew or Butters?
Yeah, I don't know. You're not Monday broadcast. Is it Monday broadcast Dew? Oh, it's Corey. Gotcha. We're broadcasting. I mean, this is riveting stuff right now, but now that I'm broadcasting.
Qualify's over.
Yeah, qualifying's over. We'll be in there soon. We'll edit this out. We'll edit this down.
Alright, yeah. Qualifying's over. Nobody's excited.
Alright, qualifying's over. Who got the pole?
Sharp with a 1:15.5.
Oh, good for Shark. Okay, I didn't think he was much of a road courser, if you will.
I'm gonna send you a couple of that, and then
Yeah, appreciate it.
let's keep blowing up that broadcast chat eventually. That's why I'm sending you so many, right? So if somebody does hop in, you can always
Hop out and get him in.
back. But I also don't want to make you leg out. I'll say when I join in the broadcast chat.
There he is. Welcome back, Butters. We are tentatively
Yes, sir.
broadcasting, so hopefully we can edit this down a little later. I don't know what happened to do, but my PlayStation was a little effed to start. I don't know what happened after I restarted it after the lag out of the previous race, and then for some reason I couldn't get into the game. Here he is. I couldn't get into the game. It was locked out, so I restarted it all again, and thank God everything was fixed at that point.
Got it.
Yeah, no, I just went to go eat. My bad.
It is your bad.
You're good.
Good thing we didn't need you. Well, no, we do need you, but... Alright, so if you are watching, or if you're watching this back later, make sure you hit like. I'm going to tell you guys a bunch of times during the race. They are about to go racing. The countdown is paused with 5 seconds remaining. Your pole sitter is Sharp. Outside pole is Big Jim. Fourth place is Gator Mike. Not sure who's in third. Oh, third place is P. Cola. So there's your top 4. And fifth place is Drunkfest 17, who didn't have quite a good race in the Xfinity race. They are going, so we can join. Do you have invites, guys?
Yes, sir.
Alright, bear with me. I'm going to get in the flow of things here. It's a road course, so I'm going to be honest with you. The few road course races I have done, which I've done one for GC, I did one with you, Butters. We did Watkins Glen not too long ago.
Right.
They haven't been our most fun or our most interesting broadcasts, I'm going to be honest. But bear with us, because we're only getting better with each one we do.
Well, that's only because you actually have a heart, unlike Daddy. He's just a butthead. Attacking us all up here.
So does anybody have somebody stream on for...
I have Big Jim's stream on, so if you guys want to play somebody else's, that'd be cool. Get some different perspectives. But I'll be paying attention to Big Jim's.
Yep.
Alright, here we go. Coming to the green flag. Sharp is in first. Second place, Big Jim. There's Pete Cola in third. Gator Mike in fourth. Fifth is Drunk Fest. Wasted in sixth. And there's that pink car. I hear a lot of beating and banging. There's some guys already spinning.
Yep.
I saw the 42 get spun around. Are we under yellow? We are not under yellow. They are still under green. We are looking back from Sharp, your pole sitter, who, thank God he was on the pole for his sake, because he was able to avoid anything that happened in mid-pack. If anybody has a report, let me know who was the, guys involved back there. I know the 42 was definitely one of them.
That's about the car I seen was a 42. Was that wasted?
I believe that's wasted.
Yeah, so if we're just to make everybody clear, everybody else knows that this, we are, Charlotte Roval. We will have stages on, but no cautions, and damage is off. We were going to run with damage on, but Sauce, one of the admins, went and looked back at our other road courses, and we had damage off for all them, so we decided to just stay par for the course and keep it the same. But yeah, that's all we got going on here today, guys.
I think, and this is just as another admin speaking, I'm kind of thinking out loud. Next season, I think Cup should never not run damage off. If you're in Cup, you got to keep it clean, But Xfinity guys, I think that makes sense. Sharp got a little loose in that final turn, by the way, coming to the start-finish line real quick, Butters. That gave Big Jim and Pete Cola and company some time to catch up, so now we have a 4-car battle here.
So yeah, that was kind of the discussion here today a little bit, was about yellows, but like I said, Sauce went back and looked. I was kind of leaning for having, or not cautions, but damage. I was leaning for it, because I know these guys, even though the yellows are off, I would still say they would still, I thought they would drive a little more cautiously with damage on, but
I agree.
Decided through the grapevine or the board of directors that we figured we're just going to keep her the same as we've been running all year. So,
and that's fine. We're being consistent.
One of the things for next year, for next year we'll probably heavily consider that on road courses having damage on, but still no yellows.
So Pete Cola's in third after Big Jim. You saw him give a little battle for first, but didn't quite get there. Pete Cola's in third. That's Drunk Fest, driving the the second highest running Toyota. Kind of forgot Big Jim was a Toyota. But Big Jim is independent. Drunk Fest does make the move on Pete Cola, who got a little out of shape out of that final corner. That final quarter can be a little shaky for some drivers here and there. You're trying to get going down the straightaway into that first turn, and you want to get out of that last turn the best you can, and you can spin your tires pretty
Gator Mike
easily.
ricocheted off the wall.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
You hate to see it. The 12 car is always near the front.
So yeah, so we had, like I said, welcome our first timer tonight, Do the Do. He did the Xfinity race earlier with Aqua Caddy and myself, which I didn't say much during that race. But quick question: do you see some of the names in this race now? If you're paging through the field here, you got a lot of experience with most of these guys, or some of these guys new to you, or a lot of them have history, or you know what I'm saying, or experience with them?
I mean, most of them I do. A lot of them I race with Patty and all of them over there with GC. But like Sharp, I may have known maybe everybody in this lobby. I just haven't raced a lot with them, like Gator Mike and Pete Cola, RJ, obviously Taddy and Robbie. But you know, I'm still trying to learn the names and you know, racing with these guys. I mean, you know, Monster Racing. I've raced with him a lot. You know, I'm not really, you know, knowing him as a road courser, but as we saw in that Xfinity race, he did a really good job, and now him and Taddy are going a little battle going into that first turn. But it's good to see a lot of these guys I used to race with, and you know, working their way up the ranks in a lot of these other leagues.
Right, and then I mean, just a little backdrop by something like I'm sure you're seeing a lot of guys from the Xfinity race in here. And we kind of explained a little bit earlier, I believe Caddy did. You know, a lot of these guys started out in the Xfinity, but they were signed throughout the year. But they were allowed to stay in the Xfinity part.
So long as they wanted to.
For a championship. Yes. We did have a mid-season qualifier start. That's why you see like guys like Chase Beatty and stuff run the Xfinity tonight. The Cup guys were running 17th through 25th in points, did a single car qualifying. So we allowed those guys to run the Xfinity race just to let them, if they didn't qualify for the Cup, then they still got a night of racing. So that's why that's kind of all setting up if you're trying to figure that out at all. That's just kind of the baseline of what we've had been going on this summer or this season. So. But yeah, Brink, take her away, man, if you got some action.
We're just going through the field a little bit. We saw Chase Beatty battling, getting up through the field, passing Aquatati in the number 1 car. Chase Beatty was driving the number 10. So that was a pretty good battle while you guys were talking. Right now we're on the lead again. This is the number 9 of Sharp and the 51 of Big Jim 11, as you see on the bottom left of your screen. Big Jim _11. Driving that 51 Toyota independent, the only independent driver in the field. And, you know, this is road course racing, so we have 11 laps in this stage. They're on lap 5. So we still have quite a few laps to go just here in stage number 1. These are 50% races. If you know how long Winston Cup, I'm dating myself there. A Monster Energy Cup event here at the Roval, they're pretty, you know, it's a pretty long event. But these guys aren't going to run with caution flags, so they're going to run all green flags here. 11 laps, 17 cars. First stage, 11 laps. We're coming to lap number 6. And looks like Big Jim did get around Sharp that time. So now Big Jim, your new leader, leads his first lap here. But they're going to take it pretty easy.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting here watching these guys and make it look flawless. Like I'm still to this day still trying to understand this Charlotte Roval. I still don't know how to run it at all. I think my fastest lap's like a 210. I'm just kidding. Maybe like a 127, but still, it's still like it's still a track that it's one of those tracks I still have to try to figure out. I mean, I try to emulate it to like a couple of the other road courses and try to see how I run those, but this Roval is just a different breed.
Yeah, just you know, going back to just a little add into that. I mean, it's amazing watching these guys run this. And I'm being brutally honest here. Every time I have attempted to run this track, I guarantee I have not ran one clean lap yet. So watch these guys wheel this thing around these corners and watching this track is very fun to watch.
We go back a little bit from the leaders, and this is a battle for third. That's Drunkfest 17, who you saw a little earlier get around Pete Gator, who's driving the Wood Brothers number 21 car. Classy driver for a classy ride in the red cap ride today. But you know that they're taking smooth lines here. If you're good at road course racing, if you're just good at hitting your marks, shifting and braking when you need to, being consistent, that's the guys who have the most success. And it's odd, as somebody who is generally a mid-pack driver, especially at a road course, to get around guys is about as easy as your line. So if you have a decent line, if you're getting consistent, you're going to get around other drivers. But you see Drunkfest and Piccola here kind of running together. These guys are equal talents. They know what they're doing, but they're not quite as fast as Big Jim and Sharp, it appears. That could have been due to some side-by-side battling. That could have been due to some wall grazing, like you saw Drunkfest might have just done here as he enters the speedway part of the track. And the guys who don't do those the most, the guys who make the least mistakes, they're going to be the fastest. But when you get out there early, like Sharp and Big Jim have done, well, that affords you some mistakes.
Yeah, as I'm watching the leader, I got it on that view where I'm looking to the front of his car watching that 9. It just seems like he has issues going through those chicanes right now. It just seems like Big Jim is just getting through those chicanes a lot better, and as I say that, the 9 car doesn't.
Yeah, that time Sharp definitely was better through, yeah.
As I say something, he proves me wrong, but you know, it just seems like the 51's more consistent going through those chicanes right now. And I've seen the 9 hit a few walls, you know, just crazy. And the 51 is just running a flawless race. As I say that, he gets into the grass. So I'm just going to shut up now.
Well, that's just it. Like, they're making tiny mistakes, but they're making tiny mistakes 21 seconds ahead of the guys behind them. 11 seconds ahead of the guy. Actually, they're 7 seconds ahead of Drunkfest and Piccola. So, I mean, they're able to make a couple of mistakes here and there. As you look, they're already coming up on some lap traffic, it looks like, driving, I think it's the 24 car of Travisty's son just ahead of them. So whatever, something might have happened to him. That's the other thing about road course racing, that as a broadcaster, we want good television. We want you to have good views. You can never get the entire field on here. You can't ever see what's happening. They just get so spread out so quickly. And then you see the difference, you know, nothing against Travisty's son, but he is the first car to go a lap down here, and these leaders are catching him pretty quickly. And as he's going to go high and let them down low here on the speedway part of the track. Turns 3 and 4 if you're just riding the oval.
Oh yeah, I mean, and like I said, we all have our tracks, and this Roval is it's a whole different demon. It really is. I mean, some of these guys are really good with these road courses. Some of these guys, you know, but still, you could be good at Sonoma. You could be good at, you know, Canadian Tire or Watkins Glen, but you know, racing at this track, it really is a different breed. And you know, in the beginning when NASCAR first brought this track out, I was just like, man, what are they doing? You know, and now I love watching this Roval race and you know, in real life, but also in this virtual stuff. It's a great excuse me, it's a great race to watch. I mean, just watching Big Jim just make this track look easy.
And then if you're watching our broadcast, we were just online on board with Sharp for about 2 laps there. And we were chasing down, we were watching him chase down Big Jim, and if you notice, Big Jim took some wider entrances into turns. He's really good at arcing that turn, just slightly better than Sharp, honestly. As Sharp comes in a little harder into this section of the track, into the chicane here, the bus stop, but then Jim gets better acceleration off of the turn. So where Sharp is coming into the turns a little harder and catching ground, Big Jim then pulls away off the corner. And that's really what you want to do. You want to pull away from these guys more so than you want to catch them coming into the corner. There's the 8-8 as Bass Fishing getting out of the way. He's going to go a lap down. So now that means Travesty won't get the lucky dog if he is to pit at the end of the stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. Like I said, different parts of the track, different braking points, different let-off points. That 9, excuse me, that 9 definitely does look pretty quick. And I think it's going to come down to a really good race at the end. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, I'm kind of hoping to see that whole Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex thing, and then the third place driver comes up and wins the race type ordeal. But I don't think these guys are going to race each other that.
Oh, they were wrecking the back. Taddy and I believe Monster got into it and collected the number 42 of wasted too.
Yes,
I don't know,
they did.
Like
We're on them now.
Taddy overshot that corner and clipped that inside wall, basically put him at a standstill, and Monster had nowhere to go.
Well, we're back on board with Wasted now. We're going to go through the field a little bit. He's coming up on Monster. Wasted had trouble early in this stage. That's the good thing about stage racing is you can kind of bank on the caution flag coming out. Just stay on the lead lap and get yourself in a better position coming into the second stage. Here we are with Travis, his son, who's back in the pack.
Should be coming up to the end of the stage here.
Fire Slayer driving the 17 car here. He actually started way in the back, but he is moving himself up through the field now.
Yeah, Fire Slayer unfortunately misqualified, so that's why he was starting in the rear of the pack here for this race.
Only 17 cars in the race today. Here's Gator Mike driving the number 12 car. Big fan of the scheme here. I love the yellow and white. It's a good looking car here. They're coming up on Travis's son as well. There's Fire Slayer just ahead, who got around the 24 Chevrolet. That's the 19 way up ahead there. That's the 19 of Long Live the Sauce, who's lapping S Bass Fishing now. Kind of leading this group of, this is about the tail end of the top 5, 6th, 7th, or 8th perhaps. Fire Slayer is 5th, so that means 4th place. Oh, Long Live the Sauce must have gone a lap down. I gave him too much credit. Because Fire Slayer's in 5th. So he must be lapping the 19 as well.
Yeah, speaking of Fire Slayer, it'd take him long to work his way up to 5th. So he's going to be, Slayer's a strong road course driver. I know he likes this track. He likes these kind of deals. So unfortunately misqualifying, but, he put himself right up here front here towards the end of the stage here. So he'll be running with the guys here at the beginning of stage 2.
You see how spread out these guys can get just looking at that one camera shot we had there as we watch Long Live the Sauce. Here's Travis's son kind of holding up the 12 car. There he goes, gets out of the way, moves up the track, gives the 12 car the lane down low. That's actually S Bass Fishing now in the rear. Let's try and move back up to the leaders here. Oh, the stage ended. We were getting so focused on talking about this road course. That was the end of the stage. Big Jim does win the stage. Sharp is 2nd, Drunk Fest in 3rd, Pete Colligator in 4th, Fire Slayer is in 5th. For stage number 1. Although the 3rd place guys are still coming to the line. They are now. They've come across. Robbie Racing driving the 37 All-Star America version today. It's kind of funny for him.
So yeah, Long Live the Sauce was going to be on the tail end of that. He was the first car lap down, so he's going to get the lucky dog coming in.
6th place was Gator Mike's. Robbie Racing ended up in 7th. Gator Beatty. Chase Beatty, he's in 8th. RJ Smitty in 9th. That's the 47 car. And Higgy Wicks in the 11. That was 10th. Here we're on Mike Marini. That's 11th in the 18. He was 11th. Just outside first stage point. So everybody is pitting. We are on with Sharp, who's going to start 2nd in this stage. Big Jim inside. Drunk Fest in 3rd. Pete Cole in 4th. Fire Slayer in 5th. Gator Mike looking for a better start in stage 2 is in 6th. Robbie Racing, the 37 car, moving up to the field. He's looking to get a good finish here. There's Fire Slayer getting underneath the 20 of Drunk Fest. Kind of gives him the spot back, though. Sharp's going to possibly lose 2nd here. Here's Drunk Fest battling for 2nd. Big Jim's going to pull away. And Sharp now pulls away from Drunk Fest, entering the sweeping turn to get to the long straight here. Not quite the back straight. They're going to go side by side. Pete Cola's going to lose the spot to Fire Slayer. Robbie Racing threatening on his outside on his left side. We're on Sharp as we get a bit of this action coming behind him. Somebody's in the dirt though. Well, maybe just kicked it up a little bit. No one's spinning.
Ooh.
Sharp does tag the wall entering the banking, but not really in a spot where Drunk Fest and Fire Slayer gained any time. It sort of just kept them where they were. Pete Cola's now in 5th. Robbie Racing is in 6th. Gator Mike trying to make a move there in the yellow number 12 going into 7th. There's a good shot of the whole field. This is about the best shot of the field you'll get all day. I just see them come in. Oh, there's I think that was the 14 car of Jacob in the back. Kind of got inside of the bus stop. Might have lost a spot or two. We are on with Fire Slayer, though. We're going to look back from him. Well, yeah, we'll look back.
Oh, Mike get hard into the wall coming up.
Yeah, he's going to lose the spot again. That's the 10 of Chase Beatty, that road course ringer we were talking about. So is Robbie Racing, by the way. Robbie Racing is pretty fast everywhere. He's very fast at road courses.
This is, consistency is a big part about road courses. You know what I mean? Like it's just being consistent and running your line and getting in that rhythm. Just like at short tracks, you really want to get in that rhythm at every track in all reality. But at road courses is especially, huge to stay into that rhythm. I mean, a little bump, getting a little racy early, it may pull you out of that rhythm. It may take you a lap or a few turns to get back into a rhythm. But once when you're going across that start finish line, you know what you got to do getting into turn one, and then 2, 3, and 4. But like at road courses, you got to stay consistent. As we see the 20 get a course penalty. Oh, never mind, he doesn't get a course penalty there. But
Robbie's going to go side by side with the 21 car.
But like consistency is key, and Robbie's always strived on that, and that's something that I've learned from that man is just be patient. It's a long race, and let the person in front of you make a mistake, or race him hard to where he makes a mistake, because a lot of people just once they get into that pressure, they make mistakes, and that's what happens.
We were just on board with Robbie Racing. He had a bit of lag. He had a weird little spike that put him in the wall, but didn't really seem to affect him in real time. As you see him still kind of motoring here in 6th. He was threatening, but now he's kind of fallen back a little bit to Piccola, who's now battling Fireslayer, who's himself battling the 20 car. And a lap ago, if you were watching, and we're kind of still in the 37 for this camera angle, but if you were watching a lap ago, you might have saw the 37 not take the position underneath the 21 entering a corner. Like I was talking about earlier, you don't want to just get underneath a guy into a corner. You want to be able to pull away from them off the corner. So if he gets underneath him, Piccola ends up having the line off the corner. And the 37, not only does he lose his line, loses extra time. Now, he ended up losing extra time later in the lap, be that as it may. At that moment, though, he was conservative. He stayed behind the 21, not next to, and was able to maintain pace with Piccola. And unfortunately, later in the lap, he touched the wall and he lost some more time. But he was in a good position to make a move just before. Hey, Denke, good to see you in the chat.
Yeah, it looks like the number 20 at Drunkfest there got loose coming off that turn, so he gave up another position to the 17 Ford of Fireslayer there. So that puts Slayer in the 3rd spot.
Yes, it does, and Piccola coming right on the rear of Drunkfest as well. They had a battle in stage 1, and Piccola's raring to get back around him. Piccola's lost 2 spots since the start of this race. Drunkfest has gained 2 spots at this juncture. But Fireslayer, he is the biggest mover through the field. Started dead last and is now in 3rd.
Yeah, so a little interesting side bit here. Of the 8 drivers in the playoffs right now, Piccola is in he is the final 8. He's actually in the top 4 right now, and he's the only guy in the playoffs without a victory this season here in Cobra.
Well, that's kind of his forte, isn't it?
Right, I mean, that just shows as a strong field that this is.
Did you just say Piccola doesn't have a win?
He does not have a win this season in Cobra, nope.
So in a league I started last year, Piccola was our champion, and he did it without obtaining a single victory.
Yeah, he did it over there too, didn't he, Brick? Yes, that's correct. But,
we didn't do playoffs. We did old school point scoring, but still.
But it just shows how strong a field this is. But that just shows how consistency.
Something is happening to that 51. Not to interrupt, sorry.
Nope.
That 51 just lost his position to that 9 car.
Yes, he did. He was way ahead of the 9, and now he's behind the 9.
I do apologize for interrupting, man. I just noticed
That's
that
important.
he hit
Good
the
job.
wall coming off the last chicane, going to the start-finish line. Next thing you know, the 9 car gets around him at that 2nd turn. But Piccola is one of those drivers that's really consistent. He stays in that top 5 majority of the races. In every race that he's in. If he's not contending for the win, he at least gets a top 5 or at least a top 5.
Well, yeah, as I said, true to that. I mean, he's just all around just 100% great guy. He's one of the most consistent all around racer. I mean, I think no matter what track you put him on, he's a handful for everybody. So, yeah, it just shows how consistent he is and stuff like that. Just, in this league, I should say.
Looking back through the field again, we see Gator Mike. He's just behind Chase Beatty and RJ Smitty. Beatty in the black 10, Smitty in the pink 47. And the 47 got a little loose off that final corner. Let's see, how many laps do we have left in this stage? We'll try and find out here soon. 47 does lose a spot to Beatty, and the 12 is going to go around him. Coming into the roundabout.
Oh, there's a wreck! Sharp wow. He clipped the inside wall and collected Big Jim along with him. That's
Well,
going to put Slayer in the lead.
Yeah, first from worst to first now. Fire Slayer officially in the lead to see if he maintains it getting to the line.
Yes.
The entire field, yeah. Every time something happens to the leaders, we're not on it. That's just unfortunate. But yeah, Fire Slayer, well, it gets on two wheels here in the bus stop. The 51's going to come outside, tag the wall a little bit to avoid the 17. Ends up losing some more time. The 9 and the 21 now in suit.
Yeah, unfortunate event there between the 9 and the 51. It looks like they have, pretty quickly they gathered it up, and they're still in the hunt. I was saying, I don't think Slayer's really pulling on them right now. I think it's just they're maintaining there. So,
and that's just it. If you're somebody like Big Jim or Sharp, and you've been the kind of the class of the field, you just got to do what you've been doing, and you'll probably catch Fire Slayer. I don't know if you have enough laps to do it here in the stage. We didn't get that lap cutter as he went by the line. We'll try and check the next time by. But yeah, and I see Pete Cola as they're kind of going through and they're in the zone. Pete Cola is not losing any time to Sharp. Maybe Sharp, spun out, put some wear on his tires, so he's going to lose a little grip. Now Pete Cola's going to go high here on the speedway part of the track as they're going to come down to the oval back straight. They're side by side now. We'll see who gets the position. Sharp's kind of got the preferred line entering the bus stop coming up here. And he's going to maintain that third position. Hitting the rumble strips as he does it. And then he gets
Sharp's
into the wall.
Again. Wow,
he had a little trouble when he hit the rumble strips. Now he's behind Drunkfest. He kind of blocked. That was the 37. Kind of got in his way, so now they're back there in 5th and 6th. But Pete Cola now has officially taken over 3rd. Crosses the line, and Fire Slayer has led the last 2 laps. But here comes Big Jim.
Yeah, he's all over the bumper of Fire Slayer.
We'll go on the roof cam here of Big Jim in the 51 Toyotas. He chases down that number 17 Roush Ford, driven by Fire Slayer.
Fire, man.
Cat in the Hat must be happy seeing his number 17 car out front.
Right. I mean, now we're talking a little bit. Like I said, Fire Slayer, he's a captain of Integrity Motorsports. He took over that role about, a month, 6 weeks ago, a month ago. He took over for TCW. Unfortunately, had to step away with some personal deals at home, and so Fire Slayer took over that role, and he's done a great job.
Doing a real good job here as he's pulling away from the 51 of Big Jim. As we're on the roof cam of the 51 car, we see that 17 pulling away. Now he gains back into the last part, the final turns of the track, and we're going to go into turn number 1. Can he catch up, get to that rear bumper? Not so much. He's going to have that wider turn, as we were talking about earlier. See, Fire Slayer kind of took it down to the inside of that turn, and Big Jim let it sweep around the outside. That did give Big Jim a bit of an increase. It got a little closer to the rear of the 17, but not tremendously, because Fire Slayer is still wheeling that car pretty successfully around the track here.
Yeah, he did that little Chase Elliott coming from the back to the front at this track. I remember that race a couple years ago when Chase did that, when he ran into the tire barrier.
Real close to that inside barrier. Oh, the 17 touches the wall. He got so close to the inside barrier, he kind of made him make a wider turn out onto the speedway, and then he tagged the wall. But again, didn't really lose any time, so maybe it was just a lag spike.
I just don't understand how these guys are so slow through these chicanes. Like that's, I always end up forgetting about the chicanes and going right through them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's, like I said, that's lap after lap after lap to be able to be consistent enough to hit those marks, and to have that pressure of with all these fast guys up front breathing down your neck, and able to just maintain that rhythm is, to me, it's just unbelievable.
It is, sir. It is amazing to see. I mean, I've raced with a couple of these guys at this track before, and it's just, sometimes I just literally quit the race after I started just so I can watch these guys race.
This is the last lap of the stage, just so everybody's aware. We'll try and get back up to the leaders.
51 makes a move. Looks like he's pushing to do so. He might get him after that second chicane, after that first chicane, or he might get it before. We'll see.
Well, Slayer did kind of give him the bottom lane, but the 51's going to have to pull in behind, get a little bit of a draft, maybe going into the bus stop here on the back straightaway. Trying to get to the inside spot, doesn't quite have it, gets back in line behind the 17, who does another two-wheel wheelie, and then gets a bump from the 51. They both get loose, but the 17 does maintain his position. And it looks like, by the looks of it, Fire Slayer, starting in last place, is going to win stage number 2. Got to get through this last corner. The 51 plows through him, and Sharp goes by from 3rd place. And Sharp's going to win the stage. Amazing. I don't want to even say I jinxed him because he should have easily had that. But the 51, I don't know what that was, if it was lag or what. You know what? The 51 was stopped. Yeah, he had a course penalty. Another course penalty because he's stuck in the grass area of that last turn. There he is. Yikes. He's fallen way back on the field now. Hasn't crossed the start-finish line yet. Is honestly letting everybody go by. He ends up 11th in the stage, so didn't get any points for that stage. A yellow flag did come out. Well, I mean, it came out for the stage.
Yeah, I really don't understand. Yeah, that is crazy, dude. I mean,
we were on Fire Slayer and we saw the 51 come in, so I don't know why.
I'm still I think I'm speechless. Like I didn't see that happening. Like I don't understand. I just don't understand what just happened.
So Sharp was your stage winner. Pete Cola ends up 2nd. Drunkfest is 3rd. Robbie Racing 4th. Fire Slayer 5th. RJ Smitty 6th. Gator Mike 7th. Gator Beatty 8th. And now we're going to go back. We have a new leader. Long live the sauce. A little pitch strategy. Got himself out front. See if he stays there. Pete Cola is on the outside. Sharp's 3rd. Drunkfest is 4th. 5th is Robbie Racing. And 6th is Fire Slayer. The 19 going to get a little bump from Pete Cola. He's going to get out of the way, it looks like. So there's your lead battle for the lead. Pete Cola and Sharp. Sharp's going to take the advantage into the sweep turn here, but he went a little too hard on the outside, and the 21 still has inside position, but has to get out of it as to avoid contact. A little bit of swirliness back there. Fire Slayer ends up in the grass. RJ Smitty got into him in that pink 47 we saw if you look back from Pete Cola's camera shot. It's kind of the reason we did this, so we could see anything else happen in the field.
I'm trying to see how that 51 gets through this field. He's got side-by-side racing ahead of him. We'll see how he works his way through.
Look at the advantage these guys got just on the first part of the first lap. They've already strung out the top 5 or 6. Big Jim is battling up through the field. He's gotten by a few cars. He's actually already up to 7th, it looks like.
Looks like the 51 found the 17 again. Let's see how this works out for him.
Yeah, we're on now with the 51 coming into the same spot where they just had that altercation at the end of stage 2. Again, we don't know if it was something purposeful, if there was a lag issue. We just don't know. But here he comes. Nope. Looks like they're going to be battling for 6th right now. Gator Mike holds the 5th position in the yellow number 12 you see there. Oh, the 51 did get around the 17. I blinked and I missed it.
Yeah, there was not really Slayer didn't really give him much of a challenge. He just basically let him go.
So we will definitely have to find out at the end of this race what happened between these two. Doesn't look like any of these coming back from Fire Slayer. Yeah, again, we don't know. Was it something that was there animosity? Was it just a weird glitch in the game? We just don't know what happened. But Gator Mike, he's made himself a top 5 car here, and he's running down RJ Smitty, who kind of got into the 17 a little bit earlier at the beginning of stage 3 here. Much longer stage here. We'll have a few more laps to complete. We're going to have the laps to go right here in a second for you. 25 laps remaining, but Fire Slayer has gotten back around Big Jim, as a matter of fact. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go off mic.
Tell you what, that
I'm
51 is not having a good time.
I'm putting the camera on the leader, who is Sharp. Am I right? Oh no, it's Piccola. Give me 1 second.
Huh?
So as we're gonna come back here a little bit, we're back here riding around with Sharp. I believe Brink's got the camera on our leader of Fire Slayer. So looks like Sharp is starting to gain a little ground here as he makes the inside move there a little bit. But Fire Slayer, Piccola fights him off here as they come out into the turns.
Yeah, it's I was so interested to see how that 51 got up. I haven't been really watching the leaders lately, but that 51 is just ever since that little whatever happened on that last lap, he's spun out. Regained it. Now he's trying to make passes to get back up there. But that 51, he practically dominated the race with the 9 in the first 2 stages, but now it just seems like he's falling back.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate since playoffs started. Big Jim come into the, leading the points. He had the most points collected throughout the year. I mean, he was basically the points champion. I believe he had 5 victories on the season. But yeah, as the playoffs started here, he's had 2 rough weeks. Last week, our opener in Martinsville, he lagged out. So, and now he's having a rough go of it here at the Roval. And then, talking to guys all week, or even before the playoffs started, everybody was saying that starting out these playoffs at Martinsville and then Charlotte Oval, that was right in Big Jim's wheelhouse. And unfortunately, it's not working out the best for him.
No, it doesn't seem that way. I mean, like I said, this is my first time broadcasting, and like I said, I've learned a lot with the Xfinity race with some of these drivers. But again, like I was talking with Patty in the Xfinity chat, this is a totally different breed of a track. Consistency is key here, and hitting your marks. And as you can see with the 51, he's just, bad 2 weeks. But at the end of the day, I think you guys still have one more race in the playoffs before the.
Yeah, we have one more. We got one more race next week at Michigan, and that's going to go from 8 to 4, and then we'll finish up the week after for championship night in Charlotte. So.
Yeah, it's good. Like I said, there's still a lot of laps left, I think. I'm not 100% sure where we are on that lap count. But it seems the 51 is going to try to make his way back up there. Again, they go to Michigan next weekend, so, a big chance to gain some ground there. But hopefully, with pit stops and everything, you never know what's going to happen in this race. So hopefully he can get a good finish out of that and salvage that and move on next weekend to Michigan.
Yeah, going back to, like last week we had, I believe it was Wasted that won Martinsville, so he wasn't in the playoffs, so no one actually locked themselves in yet. We're still looking for that first guy in the playoffs to be able to, win a race and lock themselves in, but that's what I mean. Like this race here is, with Big Jim struggling, it's just tightening everything up again.
We just saw the 47 of RJ Smitty get loose entering the speedway part. Gator Mike got around him there. So while you guys were talking a little bit, I went back and looked, and the situation between Fire Slayer and Big Jim was absolutely a lag spike from the 17 as they entered the corner, and Big Jim just caught him in the right spot. And it sent Big Jim to the inside.
Yeah, so that's just unfortunate, 2 weeks that we were like saying a little bit ago. Just, unfortunate events last 2 weeks of for Big Jim, and it kind of falls into even in real life these drivers, they can be just a couple bad weeks, something technical, engine failure, anything, that's just how close racing can be. Just luck of the draw. It's just the way the ball bounces.
Yeah, it looks like the 9 got past the 21 and just took off on him. I mean, the 9's entering the chicane now, and now the 21's getting in there. So it seems like this should be, a good race to the end. Like I said, pit road, could be a factor in this race. But we'll continue to see how that 51 does. I mean, look, I think he's what, 7? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch it off of Taddy Stream if he goes to position, so maybe I'll catch him in a spot. But yeah, a little bit, go ahead.
I was just saying, Big Jim is catching RJ Smitty.
Looks like Travisy's heart had a blown engine or something. He's on pit road.
Yeah, the 24 car is retired for the day.
Oh,
the 12 of Gator Mike turned around. All on his lonesome.
He just got loose coming off.
That is just the spot of the track. It's very easy. You put the accelerator down, and you're not quite pointed straight, and you can just send the car around in a circle. That looks like what happened to Gator Mike right there. Not like him to have a mistake like that whatsoever. Big Jim is going around RJ Smitty, and that's going to put him into a solid 5th place.
What a rebound.
Oh, and he got tagged. I actually can't tell if he got tagged or if he just touched the rumble strip. Yeah. From the angle, it was hard to tell, but Big Jim goes around again. Let's get the camera off this guy.
Poor guy. He just can't catch a break.
Oh, and Drunk Fest hits the wall. Everybody's having trouble all of a sudden. The 20 car got out of shape exiting the final corner, coming to the start-finish line, and now he's behind the guys we were just watching.
I mean, but Jim has a big enough lead, right, with the playoffs, so he should still be able to make it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. He's still sitting in first place coming into this race, but it's just tightened, with him legging out last week, it tightened it up. And it's still a 4-car battle there. There's still, I believe, 6 cars that are, between tonight and tomorrow have a real chance of making that Final Four, minus one of these playoff guys win it that locks him in. But yeah, he does still have the lead, but it'll be interesting. Like I said, it's going to be even tighter going into Michigan.
Kind of growing through the field right along with the sauce. We're just on Wasted, who's driving the 42. These guys are a little bit back in the pack. Yeah, not known for their road course savvy.
I was just going to say, if he happens to have another bad week next week, it could be catastrophic for Big Jim here in the playoffs here this season.
Fire Slayer holding strong in 4th place right now. Actually, 3rd place, I think.
Big Jim just went around Drunk Fest. It's going to be interesting here when he catches RJ, if it was just incidental or is there going to be something between those two here coming back.
Well, Big Jim and RJ Smitty battling again here, but Big Jim's going to be the victor in that battle. Another position for Big Jim. He's up to 4th, chasing down Fire Slayer, who's in 3rd. Although, does the 47 want to make another move here into the bus stop? That's where they had a little contact last time. Possibly a little contact. Don't want to assume he did. We don't know for sure. But the 51, he got low out of the corner, but he's going to pull away from the 47. And does he have enough time to catch the 17 for third, Picola for second, and Sharp, he's in first. Coming to the line, we have 17 laps remaining in this Charlotte Roval event. Cobra Cup. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you're liking the page GC Sports. We appreciate them broadcasting these races for Cobra Kai, for Cobra. Still gotta get used to that.
Shout out there to the guys at GC Sports for bringing us out to the people out there that like watching e-racing on YouTube. And like I said, big shout out. We got worked out a deal, got us over here on GC Sports, and just to get the exposure out there is great. And like I said, I just want to thank again Patty and at GC Sports, and working well together with him and being able to bring Cobra Racing to everybody out there.
Alright, so when Big Jim hit the chicane, he was 7.2 seconds behind Fire Slayer. When he gets back there in a lap, we're going to see how far away he is. Gator Mike is pulling in RJ Smitty and Drunkfest, it looks like. A little tag off the wall. I think that's one of the reasons you got to run damage, is these guys are bouncing off the wall and it seems to be not affecting them at all.
Right. I mean, it's a lot easier for them to come off that corner a little harder, hit that wall, slap it, and keep your momentum going. So, like I said, yep, it'll be something that's going to be an off-season rule changes coming up. But
Gator Mike gets around RJ Smitty.
Yeah, we're going to go with it, right? Yeah.
So does Gator Mike have the muster? Yeah, I said mustard on purpose. To get his yellow number 12 Ford close enough to now battle the 20 at Drunkfest. Because he seems to be doing a lot better with that car as he was earlier in the race.
Well, don't look now. That 51 didn't have anybody up, in front of him. He's catching up to that 17. He caught up to a lot going through that center part of the track, and I can start to see that 17 he's rolling in.
He is, and it was
going to have to at least do one pit stop, right?
It was 2. Yeah, they're going to have to pit. It was 2 seconds of time that Big Jim gained from chicane to chicane. 2 seconds.
Oh wow, that's insane.
2 seconds on Fire Slayer. I don't know what he did to the leader, maybe, but
yeah, no, I was just talking about Fire Slayer. I didn't really see anybody in front of him until going through that center part of the track. It just seemed like he got there pretty consistent through that inside part of the Roval, and now he's definitely catching up to that 17. I wonder if that 17 just overworked those tires right now, and he's just trying to salvage fuel strategy so he doesn't have to pit twice.
well, they haven't pit yet, right?
Nope, we haven't had no pit stops.
I'm pretty sure they're only going to have to pit the one time. They're going to split that last stage.
Here comes Wasted. I see Higgy on pit road.
That might be a little early if they're coming this lap. How many laps? I'm going to see how many laps we have left.
Taddy's showing he has 5 laps of fuel on his stream.
Yeah, Big Jim's not showing his fuel or anything right now. Big Jim did not come in this time. We're on Fire Slayer. 14 laps remaining. So I think that's it. I think this is the lap where it's halfway through the stage. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it should be.
Fire Slayer did kind of overdrive that corner right there. Big Jim is under 4 seconds from Fire Slayer now. Actually, he's about 2 seconds away. There you see that white 51 hunting down this blue 17. Can't say the same for our leaders. You see Sharp's gotten around Higgy Wiggs. That's putting him a lap down. Higgy might have pitted, though. Oh, the 51 and 17 is around again! As soon as we went off of him. The 17 got around in the chicane, I think all by himself. And the 51 kind of gingerly got around it, but that cost him a lot of time as far as trying to catch. Yeah, the 17 went around all by himself, and the 51 got caught up again. Didn't lose any positions, but definitely lost time.
Yeah, he kind of cut that chicane a little bit. He got in there a little too deep. The 51 did, and then it kind of saved him in all reality with that little thing, because he could have ran right into him. But then again, with no damage, it doesn't really affect it. He just loses a little bit of ground and go gain it back. But again, he messed up that rhythm that he had. You know what I mean?
Right. You get in that zone and then it gets screwed up, and you got to get it back somehow. That is a lap car by the 51, though. Of the 42 with wasted, he's a lap down to the 51. So Fireslayer, who looks pretty good, and then just makes one mistake per stage, cost him a stage win. This time, well, that wasn't really a mistake. That was a lag. That was not his fault. This time, however, got around on the chicane. That cost him a 3rd place. But with Big Jim coming down, he might have lost that position anyway. We won't know for sure. Big Jim could have made a mistake, and then Fireslayer would have been in the clear. Oh no, he's around again.
Oh, Slayer.
He's got to be on some pretty worn tires. He's having that much trouble holding it through the chicane there. Unfortunate for the 17, who came all the way up to the field to even lead this race for a portion. And yeah, he's coming down pit road. He's had it with these tires. Gator Mike also pitting.
Cola's in pit road. Sharp's still out there.
The 9 does have a bit of lap traffic ahead of him right here. Although the 11, who we saw him going around, is probably on fresh tires and did get around the 9 pretty easily. But this is still your leader, and he's coming down pit road. Sharp is on pit road.
I wonder what Big Jim's going to decide to do here. Is he going to stay out, or is he...
Well, we are on Big Jim. He's in the 3rd place car, essentially.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely staying out. He's going to get the first here because P. Cola pitted.
Right.
So he's going to grab the lead right now.
When they do cycle out, he should still be the 3rd place car, because he was pretty far behind the 21 car. But for now, he is your leader and the only car yet to pit. We're going to stay on board with the 51 of Big Jim, see if he comes down this time. Another good shot looking back on the field of what you can get with the field as long with the sauce. Driving the 19. Does Big Jim pit this time? It looked like it, unleashed. Oh, there he goes. Coming down pit road. So Big Jim does make it down. .45 miles per hour on the pit road speed limit. And there's 10 laps remaining when he crosses the line.
Oh, it's going to be a tight one.
There goes the 21. He goes by. He is passing the 51 for position this time.
He's been on pit road for a while.
Yeah, I noticed that too, dude. I was following along there on Jim's pit stop there, and it seemed like he was in there for quite a while.
I wonder if he got caught speeding because it seemed like
No,
he
he
made
had
that
a
decision.
regular
He
pit
got-
stop. It was 15.9 seconds.
Okay.
But it's a long pit road for the road course part of the, when it's built like a road course.
Oh, look at the 88. What are you doing, Bob?
He was lagging around the Picola before, so I'm not sure what's going on with the S-Pass fishing.
Yeah, I'm riding around here with Robbie Racing a little bit here. He's got interesting battles going on here with Fire Slayer. I think he's actually pushing Slayer beyond his comfort zone in some of his turns. Yeah, he's trying. I think he's like Dew was saying, the way Robbie talked, try to drive him hard enough and then make that mistake. And I see him trying to do that there a couple times.
This is a battle for 6th. The yellow car just ahead of them is Gator Mike, and he's in 5th. Drunk Fest is 4th. Big Jim is 3rd. Picola in 2nd. But Picola is 7.5 seconds ahead of Big Jim. Sharp is your leader, 13.5 seconds ahead of the 51 car. Oh, the 37. Bad angle out of the corner. Hits the wall nearly head on. Comes to almost a complete stop. The 47 of RJ Smitty will get around him for 7th place. Aquatati motoring around, all on his lonesome at the moment. Wasted having a little trouble in the bus stop as we get over to him. He gets lapped by the 9. Doesn't look like Fire Slayer's catching the 12 car, though as I say that, he tags the wall a little bit, slows down. Sharp is on a rail. Nothing's happening to him. He's riding a perfect race right now.
Yeah, Sharp said, I don't gotta worry about the 51, I'm just taking my time.
He did catch a second. Did the 51 to the leader, but does he have enough time? That's the 38 of Monster Racing. I believe he's a lap down here. 42 have wasted maybe multiple laps down. Robbie Racing still hunting down Fire Slayer.
Well, Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I just want to, one guy we really haven't said much about tonight at all is that number 18, Marini. I'm not sure what place he's running in. MJM, Mike Marini. He's just had a pretty quiet night here. I just kind of riding around with him. He's riding around with nobody around him. Yeah, I just I like to just have a little shout out to each one of the drivers that make this league what it is. So, but yeah, riding around here with the number 18 Marini.
Yeah, we just went on board when you started talking about him, so that was good timing. He's got Gator Chase Beatty behind him. But again, I don't know if he's a lap down, if he's on. I think he's on the lead lap. I'm pretty sure he's been around the same spot all day, around 10th. I think he's a little better than 10th right now, but we don't know for sure.
Oh, yeah, number 10 of Beatty and 11 of Higgy. They have a little bit of a mini battle here going on amongst them. They're driving each other pretty hard here.
Hey, we'll take mini battles. We don't have any other battles.
Right. Yeah, we're at the point of the race where everybody's pretty much spread out now, so it's action is not quite there, but keep plugging along, right, Frank?
Right, keep plugging along.
I think the best battle on the track right now is the 17 and 37. I mean, as I say that, the 17 breaks away a little bit, but it's getting close. These two have been racing side by side for a little bit.
Ooh, I think the 12 might have had some trouble. Oh, he just came out of the chicane. Yeah, the 37 and the 17 are getting close. RJ Smitty is just behind them as well. He could take advantage if the two of these guys get together in some way. Excuse me. Big Jim is 6 seconds from second place. He hasn't caught a tremendous amount, although he has caught a little bit. Still 12 seconds from Sharp in first. That's the biggest story. This is the 51 car. Had trouble earlier due to a lag spike from Fire Slayer. And he's been coming up through the field, but he's kind of been stunted here at third place. He's 15 seconds ahead of fourth, who's Drunk Fest in the 20 car. Looks like Chase is running down Mike Marini.
Any of y'all watch football?
Oh, for sure.
Usually.
Y'all know who John Clayton is?
Yes.
He passed away.
Oh, no, you're kidding. Wow.
Nope, just 20 minutes ago. They say he passed away.
Hearts and condolences out to the Clayton family. Yeah, John Clayton, I grew up with him on ESPN, and he was the Seattle Seahawks beat reporter, and wow. God rest that soul.
Yeah, I just got a notification on my phone. I know it has nothing to do with NASCAR, but it's just sad to see. That guy was hilarious. I loved his last commercial he made.
Yeah. Yeah, Sports Center commercials were always pretty good.
Yeah, they were. They definitely were. So, but anyway, as we were.
All right, R.I.P. John Clayton. Tough news to get here in the middle of the race, but we do move on.
That we do.
As fast getting lapped again by the 51.
Because I don't think I would be having a good time.
Well, the only guy having a good time is Sharp. Maybe Pete Cola.
Yeah.
Everyone else has pretty much gotten in some drama.
Yes, sir. That is true. Bet you Fire Slayer's probably beating himself up a little bit. I bet you that 51 is definitely beating himself up a little bit. Poor guy. I wanted an ice cream sandwich and it doesn't taste good. I don't know what my issue is.
Well, Big Jim is now 3 seconds from the 21 car. I'm going to stay on the 21 car, Pete Cola here, because Big Jim might be closing. Four laps to go when they crossed the line last time. When they touched the stripe, the next time it'll be 3 to go. Does he have the time? 2.5 second advantage for Pete Cola for second place over third place. Big Jim. That Toyota is closing though. But Sharp looks like he may just be cruising to a win here. Let's see. Big Jim is coming out of turn 2 on the straightaway of the speedway of turn 4, I'm sorry. And here's Sharp, who's just gotten through turn 1. There's Big Jim in turn 1. Okay. That is a 9-second lead that Sharp has over the third place car, Big Jim. I'm not trying to disrespect Pete Cola, but Big Jim has looked like the fastest car in the field, and he is chasing down the first and second place cars, but does he have the time to catch them and pass them? There's 3 to go now, remember.
So yeah, just a quick note I just want to throw out there quick. I'm just looking at the playoff breakdown here. You know, of our top 8 drivers, Marini is our 8th driver listed here in the playoffs. And he's only 8 points from the cutoff. So between Gator Mike, Schmitty, and Slayer and Big Jim, there's 8 points separating those guys for that 4th and final playoff spot after next week. And actually, Taddy and Gator Mike are tied for the 4th spot. Just a quick throw out there, you know, Higgy was coming in second place and points coming in here, but I don't think he's had a very good night here tonight at the Roval. So But yeah, just quick update as we come down to the end here.
Yeah, 2 to go. 2 to go as they're coming on Aquatati, putting them a lap down. The 51 has caught Piccola. They are 8 seconds from Sharp. But the 51 still has to get around the 21 car. Looks like he's gearing up to maybe do it in the straightaway, in the speedway part of the track. As they get to the banking, the 51 will be down low. It's a drag race now to the chicane from here. The 21 with the slight advantage. Back straightaway time. Full speed into the bus stop. Sliding it. Rear tire sliding. The 21 gets out of shape. Tags the wall. And the 51 will have the momentum. He's going to get around him. Big Jim into second place. Piccola drove a little too hard. The rear tires gave him a little spin. And he lost his grip. The 51 got around. 8 seconds to the leader now.
Oh, Big Jim's in the wall.
Oh, and Big Jim slaps the wall. The 21 goes around. My goodness, Piccola.
Leg deal or what happened there?
He got around him, and then he seen he touched the wall and got out of shape. He's still in third, though. They have a big distance to fourth place, who's Drunk Fest still. Big distance to him. So Big Jim, who's now he's now fallen to 9. Oh, he has stopped.
Oh, he stopped.
It looks like he stopped to give Piccola his spot, or at least make it a competition. He's not going to catch the leader. So he said, let's race it. Let's be fair. Piccola, you and me, we're racing for second.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
So Sharp, who's way out in front.
Hey, I feel bad. Maybe it was kind of a guilty thing or whatever, felt bad for him and Piccola, but, kudos to the 51 there. Hey, let's race it up for second.
They're entering the bus stop again. Let's see if they can hold the tires underneath them this time around. They get through there pretty safely, but the 51 is pulling away from Piccola. And pulling away from both of them is Sharp and the number 9, Hooters Machine. This is the last lap now. Oh, he did! He got loose! Sauce was already spun out. They were not involved together.
No.
But Big Jim, that was for the win. The race is over. It's off by a lap. He ends up third. So your winner is Sharp. Piccola's in second, and Big Jim's in third. They're still racing for fourth. That's the 20 of Drunk Fest. The 19 comes across fifth. The 17 is sixth. That's Fire Slayer. RJ Smitty is racing for eighth. He's going to get it. Higgy Wicks will be 8th. 7th is RJ Smitty. 9th is Robbie Racing. And in 10th place, Chase Beatty. And oh, he got around him. The 17 touched the wall, and he got stopped. And Chase Beatty ends up 9th, and Robbie Racing will finish in 10th. I started to count my chickens before they hatched. And then Mike Marini ends up in 11th, I believe. So a little bit of drama here and there, sprinkled across the track. But your winner, right here, Sharp in the 24. You guys want to invite them into the room? That'd be Sharp, Big Jim, and Piccola.
Yeah, I believe Sharp is God. Them guys should know to jump.
Well, I'll make sure that they weren't deleted. Just go check it if you don't mind, so I can keep the broadcast on the cars. All right, congratulations to Sharp. Gets just another victory this for this season here, Cobra Kai Cup season.
Yeah, they're all part of this chat already. So.
All right, cool.
They know the routine, so we'll see who wants to jump in and we'll have a quick conversation and see how their night went. Did you catch the fastest lap at all?
It's Big Jim. 1:15.014.
race winner right there, as we see. Join in. Sharp, you got a copy.
Absolutely, buddy.
Hey, man. Butters here. Congratulations, my man. A little bit of back and forth racing. It looks like you had a couple tough breaks throughout the race, but tell me about it, Sharp. How'd you feel on your night?
I feel great. Car was good. I felt like, stage 3, had a little bit of a lead, was able to kind of conserve and just ride there. Wasn't really trying to press it. I don't know exactly what happened in Big Jim at the end of stage 2. I know I spun and it kind of caught him. I let him go. And then I fell back a little bit. And then, like, going through that final front stretch chicane, I don't know if he just didn't brake enough or something, but he got a penalty from what I heard, and then he was just so far back in the field. But he was class of the field by far. If he'd have been, anywhere next to me there, I would have had my hands full with him. So it feels good to get the 9 victory lane there. Didn't know if I was going to have too many opportunities left to do that, so definitely feels good to get it done tonight.
Yeah, for sure. So, Do or Brink, got anything for Sharp?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest, we didn't have the camera on you a lot because you were running by yourself and we were trying to go look for battles throughout the field. But yeah, you were really smooth. We saw that you and the 51 were clearly the best guys out on the track tonight. There were a few guys who were running well, but you guys were the cleanest. You didn't have too much trouble. But give us a little, the battle you guys had in stage 1. Were you battling hard, or were you kind of just giving it back to him, letting him have the spot because it was early in the race?
That was my game plan early on. We're just kind of riding there. I knew Jim is just fantastic at the Roval. I mean, he puts a lot of work into these road courses to get better. And right there, I think I made a couple little mistakes. Just I hadn't run too many laps, and the front stretch chicane was kind of getting me first. So I was just trying to let him have the spot initially, and just kind of ride. And then my game plan was to go for it in stage 3 there, and unfortunate for him, but I mean, he absolutely had the fastest car there at the end. I don't know what he found, but he was just hitting his marks, hitting 115 flats pretty much the whole time there. So, in a sense, I'm thankful he wasn't close to me, but I also would have loved to have raced it for him there because I thought it was kind of just handed over to me there with some unforced errors or something. So, but I did have a great time battling him when I did, and it was a lot of fun going head-to-head with him, and Cola was fast too there, so he definitely, if he would have been closer to me, I think I would have had my hands full with both of them.
All right, well, good job, man. Way to get that 9 Hooters car in the victory lane one more time this season. We'll see you next week as you guys head to... Where are you heading? Butters? Michigan. Right, we're all going to Michigan. So, Big Jim, before we let Sharp go, you're in the room here. Let's get your side. I went back and saw the replay. These guys didn't see it, of what happened between you and Fireslayer in stage 2. But why don't you just give us your rundown?
Well, I wasn't mad at Fire. I was mad at myself. I was trying to full throttle into the damn wall up by the left side, and I caught Fire. So, yep, I deserve a 30-point penalty for that one. That was really dumb, and Fire should beat my ass. That's all I can say about it.
I mean, it was a lag. It looked like it was a lag from Fireslayer when you ran into him at the end of the stage there. That's what it looked like on our side of things, at least on what I could tell. But was it lag?
This game's just so terrible, man. Every time somebody pops that curb, they'll get on 2 tires and they do it for about a mile down the road, and you just, as the guy behind, you just have to either hit the brakes or run to the back of them or spin yourself out. There's no other way around it. This game was not programmed for road course racing. It is absolutely putrid, and yeah, I got into the back of him when he was on 2 tires, and I just wanted to full throttle into the left side of the wall and caught him.
You know it. Straight from the horse's mouth all the way up to God's ears, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't speak any fallacies, that's for sure. Big Jim, one of the classiest drivers, one of the best drivers we have on this game that you'll find around, and when he speaks honestly, trust me, it's honestly. Do we get Pete Cola in the room?
Yeah, he's in here.
Hi!
Welcome, Pete Cola. I don't think I've had the pleasure to interview you yet this season. Not me,
That's
anyway.
not a good thing for me, right?
I don't know. You haven't had good finishes in races I've broadcasted, but it's nice to see you up here on a podium finish in that Wood Brothers machine. You were riding around there in second place for a while, but then Big and you kind of had a little battle, but then again, some more lag or just some wall contact. Tell us about that.
Jim was freaking flying, as Sharp said. And I told him when he was about 12 seconds back that he was going to run me down. And he did. And then after he passed me, he was kind enough to stop on the track and wait for me to give me another chance. That's how fast he was. But him and Sharp and even Slayer, they were on another level. I was just riding there, you know, capitalizing on mistakes or whatever. I had some good battling with Drunk Fest. Shout out to him. We raced pretty much the whole race there until stage 3. I don't know what happened to him.
He got out of shape out of the last corner and touched the grass, got a little bit around, and lost a lot of time to you guys. Actually, the top 3 were clearly the best in the field because you had about a 25-second advantage on 4th place in that last stage. So
yeah, that allowed some time for me and Jim to play around.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys are excited, but Gator Mike will be getting the points out for us in the next day or so. We have Michigan next week, but I mean, Cola, Big Jim, you're pretty much set in the final. I think in your position here, although I don't want to count my chickens again. Sharp, you unfortunately didn't make the playoffs despite your victory here. You're pretty much where you are, correct?
Yeah, just racing for race wins at this point. I mean, just too many races missed, couple lag outs. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I'm still, even as terrible as this game is, I can absolutely agree with Jim on that one. Some of these tracks are just not programmed to be driven on. I still am enjoying my time because it is a good group of guys to race with. The guys who make it enjoyable for me, as competitive as I can get and sometimes as heated as I can get over dumb stuff that happens. You know, they're the reason why I came back for one more season, you know, and even if I'm not racing for a title in 2 weeks, you know, I can still race for bragging rights. And, you know, I got 2 more good tracks coming up. I got 1 more that I'm at home for, and the last one's going to be at work, so we'll see how those play out. But, you know, at least I got the 9 in to victory lane on a stream one more time. Happy that I was home for that one. So, yep, that's about it for me.
Well, good job, guys.
Yeah, one second here. I forgot 100% to congratulate Sharp on his win. That was class driving for me, man. Good win.
Appreciate it. Like I said, Jim, my apologies for stage 2. I just completely biffed the infield there and tried to let you go there, so that was my fault on that one there. Hope it didn't affect you too much.
It was pretty funny, I'm not going to lie. I loved it.
Butters,
So, yeah,
you got any other questions?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you got anything for these guys?
No, I mean, like I said during the broadcast, this is a great group of guys. It's fun to watch. I just, again, you know, like I said in the Xfinity chat, like I love watching good racing, and especially at a track that I'm not good at all. I don't even think I think, you know, Butters and I talked about it earlier, that we don't think we've ever ran a good, decent lap on it. To see you guys run those great laps consistently, and, you know, I just praise to you guys, because I mean, I don't have the time like I used to put in the tracks, and it never really served anyway, but seeing you guys race and race clean, and the respect on the track and off the track, it's pretty amazing to see. And I just want to say, as my first time up here, it was a blast to watch you guys race.
This is where you say thank you.
Yeah, so I guess
that.
before we I just want to give you guys a big shout out. Like I said, appreciate you guys. You guys show up every week, put on a hell of a show. We got going that last race of playoffs here before we go to a field of 4, and once again tonight, no one actually locked themselves in because Sharp was out of the playoffs, and he got the victory. So it's going to tighten it up for you going into Michigan, guys, and I'm really excited to watch how you guys are going to. How this is all going to pan out. You know, you got Sharp up there saying he's racing for W's. So I'm really excited. I just want to thank you guys for showing up every week and making Cobra what it is, and super excited for next week in Michigan.
Absolutely. Thanks again, you guys, for putting it on the broadcast, and you know, heck of a night again there.
Hey, our
Yeah,
pleasure.
for sure. Thanks for doing the broadcast, boys.
Friday night lives at Cobra, man. And look, we're really excited for the final 2 weeks. If you guys are still listening, thank you for sticking around and watching this event here we had at the Charlotte Roval. We are excited for Michigan, the final 2 weeks of the season coming up here. We're going to crown a champion. And then we're going to take a small break and get ready for the next season, which we hope all you guys end up being a part of that. I'm Briggerhoff17. I'm with Do the Do and Old Man Butters. Sharp, congratulations again. Big Jim and P. Cola Gator. We will see you all guys next Friday night. Remember, to Xfinity, 8 p.m. and the Cup race starts at 9:30. Stick it right here, GC Sports. You have a lot of racing coming up, so make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you just tune in, comment, and like those videos because that's what keeps us going. And we'll see you all again. We have a Sunday night GC race. We have Tuesday night, Thursday night, and then Friday night we have 2 races with Cobra Kai. So all week, keep an eye out. Put that little bell. Hit the bell. Make sure you get that notification when our races start so you can tune in every single time. Guys, again, congratulations to our winner, Sharp. Old Man Butters, Do the Do. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. Want to give us your final goodbyes?
Later. Yep, just want to say thanks again, and you guys all have a good night and a safe weekend, and we'll see you back here next Friday night.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for coming out. We'll call you.
God bless everybody, and don't forget, drive fast. And we're clear. Good job, everybody. Thank you very much for joining, guys.
Jim, why'd you do that?
Do what? Fucking murder fire?
No, I like you full sitting in the furniture chicane. What is you doing, my guy? Jim, I know you're sick.
It's not gonna be. You're here for the camaraderie.
Yeah, I'm here for the friendships. That's what
She's G Sharp.
it's nothing.
That was Domino.
Yeah, I wasn't dominant there. Jim would have been there. I would have there. I would have.
You two were Domino.
I was taught the shit out of the racetrack, buddy. You better not say I was dumb.
I thought some was sus. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I hit the curve.